Welcome to JMR Talks. I'm Dr. Jaganmohan Reddy. Through my JMR Talks, I'll be sharing my views on contemporary issues in economics, management, and what is that we can learn in management from our great epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, etc. Today, we'll talk about customer experience Starbucks way. Now, why the customer experience has become a buzzword today? What is customer experience as such? Customer experience refers to a great feeling about your business and the service you render to your customers. When we talk about experience, two things come to our mind. One is employee experience and the what we call customer experience. Both of them are interrelated. It's like inside out and outside in approach. When we are talking about inside out, you're focusing on what we call employees, in engaging them, inspiring them, motivating them to give their best. When we talk about outside in approach, we are keeping in view the customer expectations, customer desires, and delivering what we call our best. Both of them are interrelated. When an organization takes care of employee experience, that impacts customer experience, leading to what we call positive customer experience as such. But is there any evidence to prove that employee experience contributes to customer experience? Yes. IDC's Future Enterprise Resilience and Spending Survey Wave 2021, wherein they found that more than 80% of the respondents have reported that outstanding customer experience will lead to what I call outstanding customer experience. That means if you can create experience for employees, they create in turn experience for the customers. I think we can take the example of Southwest Airlines, where employees bound by the philosophy of love, they deliver outstanding service to the customers. But what is the issue? There was a time when we used to talk about customer satisfaction, wherein the focus was only meeting his needs. From there, we moved to customer delight, a little bit hazy concept as such. But today, the buzzword or the focus is on customer experience. Why companies need to create customer experience? Today, we are in a VUCA world, highly competitive world. So, unless until the company focuses on customer centric experience, whereby we create a great feeling about our business and thereby nurturing the customer loyalty, then only companies can what we call survive. When you are talking about customer experience, one sloka comes to my mind immediately. Let me share the sloka with you. Vasturmulyam pramanena sevena samayena mitavayena amulyam bhavati. Vasturmulyam, the value of a good or service. Pramanena, quality wise. Sevena, service. Samayena, timely. Mitavayena, least cost. Amulyam bhavati. It's priceless. Given the international management mantra of cost quality service, companies cannot do much as far as quality and the cost is concerned because they are competing with others. So the only area left out wherein they can put all their efforts is worker service. Now, let's look at the customer experience at Starbucks. Recently, one incident caught the attention of many, including mine. At Starbucks barista cave in Texas, a teenage girl came to have a cup of coffee, and we all know that the experiences at the restaurants and the hospitality centers, either it could be ugly, nightmarish, or it could be what I call positive and what I call excellent. So when this teenage girl was sitting in what I call the Starbucks barista in Texas, one stranger came to her and started talking. She doesn't know him, and she was in what I call shock. And all this, the employee at the counter was what I call noticing. Strictly speaking, he need not bother about that. But the quick thinking on the part of employee, made not only the girl but her mother also, having a great feel about the Starbucks as such. Look at the message they delivered, while delivering the what I call the coffee cup. They have written, "Are you okay? Do you want us to be intervene? If you do, take the lid off the cup." See how subtle, how effectively they have conveyed the message. Like in Hindi we say, "Bagar bole bol diye." Without even saying, you said it. They wanted to what I call help the girl, but without making the what I call the stranger realize or feel that somebody is what I call likely to enter. They have not written anything on the lid of the cup. So the only thing the girl has to do to seek their help is to what I call take out the lid. What a creative what I call thinking as such. In fact, the girl's mother was so much what I call impressed with this attitude, the personalized what I call service attitude of the Starbucks employee. She shared this on what I call Facebook and other social media. This thing. When we look at this kind of customer experience, couple of things would make it what I call very clear. Number one, personalizing services. Everyone extends service, and today's world you can't do without it. But the beauty of service at Starbucks is that the employees are what I call trained to remember the names. Now, what is so great about what remembering the names? If you wish to what I call create intimacy, the best way is call the people by names. And we all know customer service requires what I call human touch. So employees at Starbucks, they not only remember the names, but they're also trained to remember what the customer has ordered earlier. That means they have some insights about the customer's behavior, and so that they can proactively what I call handle them as such. When we look at the customer experience created at Starbucks, or we'll say customer experience Starbucks way, one thing becomes very clear. The employee engagement initiatives at Starbucks definitely started bearing fruit in terms of creating great customer experience. When I heard about this, one thing immediately came to my mind: a similar kind of experience created in one of the footwear shop in Hyderabad. It so happened in that shop that one customer, he came, he selected a pair of shoes, but when he went to the counter to pay for the same, for his surprise, he found that he was not carrying the wallet. The salesman could have refused to deliver the purchased shoe, as the customer doesn't have the money to pay. But a quick thinking, he did a small trick. He said, "No problem, sir. Just wait for a minute." So he went inside and packed a lesser size number of shoes and gave it to the customer. Naturally, when the customer went back, reached home, he found that this size doesn't fit him. And since he promised to pay the money later, so he came back, returned the the wrong size, and picked up the what I call right size by paying the money. So this way, this proactive thinking of the salesman at the what I call footwear shop saved the customer from the humiliation as such. So when we look at the customer experience at the Starbucks or the salesman's what I call creative thinking, proactive thinking at the footwear, one thing becomes very clear that when employees are treated well, they treat their customers well. For instance, look at what we call Nordstrom. I was told that they spend millions and millions of dollars in training their what we call sales executives. I'll be dealing separately about the customer experience or the customer service at Nordstrom in one of our another talk. But the beauty is that they are concerned about the vertical customer. They would like to give the vertical best service. So when you are caring about customer, that means you are caring, about him, about his needs. So when we hear this kind of vertical experiences, we recollect the famous quote by Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people never forget how you make them feel. Every company, every organization, you know, they deliver the products. The customer experience is not about what we are giving discounts or fixing the product. It's about creating a feeling in the minds of the customer that you care for him, you have concern for him. In the process of service, you make him feel good about your company. And in the process, you are nurturing what we call customer loyalty. So, what is that differentiates an organization from a great organization? Is that great organizations they have sensitive and engaged employees. When the employees of the company are sensitive towards customers' whatever needs, they give their whatever best because they are engaged. So you are taking care of your employees through your employee engagement initiatives or excellent conflict resolution measures, etc. So they are engaged, they are loyal, they are committed, they are happy. So naturally, they make their local customers happy. So in our next talks, we will discuss about how the Nordstrom company, which is known for outstanding customer service, takes care of its customers. Thank you. Please do share your feedback.